All right. There she blows.
An ad for Robin Hood.
Yeah. Hold the line. Hold it.
Oh,
Hold the line.
Another ad. This is a little excessive, I would say.
Oh yeah. Go to GameStop. Is that it? GameStop has a very, very, very bright future.
Yes.
Lucky Bat. Ooh woo. Ooh to the woo woo ooh. Ooh woo. Lucky Bat. How was Kill Team? Kill Team was great. There's a lot of rules, but we figured them out.
We did figure them out. Should we wait until some more people have joined to talk about our kill team?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a rough one, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, kill team's a fun game.
Yeah.
It's fun to play a game. I almost forgot that you can play games with the models.
Mm-hmm.
For a second, I thought you just painted them, and that's it. Then you let me borrow that book, and I had no idea what it was. I didn't even know how to open the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that there was rules, and it's a game.
Yeah. In like the middle of Kill Team, I remember. I think I said, "Where's the Nuba Q when you need him?"
Yeah.
Because you think like, oh yeah, the rules are super easy, but then it's like the interactions can become kind of tricky.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's true, and it's always one of those things where the rules might kind of barely make sense, like when you read them.
Yeah.
And then right when you start playing, it all starts falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
Because you start being like, well, what if I was in this situation and doing these things?
Mm-hmm.
What would happen then?
And it's like, when is that ever gonna oh, okay. Right now.
Uh-oh. Yep. Exactly. Oh, right now? Cool.
Yeah,
It's very
painted
fun.
models. Like, anyone does that.
Yeah. I mean, only losers.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even imagine somebody painting models.
Yeah, you're just supposed to buy them. And then have them, maybe put them together, maybe prime them.
No.
And then you buy more models. And then you put them together and you prime them.
I feel like you're already way in too deep.
Mm-hmm.
I think you buy them and they sit around.
Mm-hmm.
And you just let them sit there. You just let them sit there. And they mock you while they sit there.
Yeah.
You just let that happen. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Ooh to the
Found
woo,
the old little-
woo, woo.
Working on the old little Gretchies, which made an appearance today.
They did. The Gretchen
Two of
did
the
a
little
little
Gretchies.
work, which was annoying.
They did do a little work.
TK Super Prince,
I-
I think I should start painting the ones I had on the shelf for 25 plus years.
You know what? That's a good place to start.
No, you get new stuff.
Mmm. Yeah. The Gretchies did a surprising amount of work.
The annoying thing is that they're a body. They're a body in
body.
Kill Team.
They're a body that you have to deal with.
Mm-hmm. I had to take a couple of armor save rolls that were from damage inflicted by a Gretchen.
Yeah.
Akino Kinones, the new Savage Orc Warband looks like a great outfit. Dr. Jokel, the unpainted minis sit on the shelf and scream at me. Not very loud, mind you, because they are minis. TK Super Prince got some Death Guard. I got some Death Guard too. It'll be a kill team. Although I should get like, I don't know, like 20 games in with my Space Marines, because I feel like if you jump from thing to thing to thing, you'll just be really bad at all of them.
Yes.
Although I think there's already some changes I kind of want to make to my Space Marine kill team.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because I think it'd be kind of fun. Like, kind of what I was thinking is get a bunch of games in, trying stuff out, and then maybe when I find a roster that I really, really like, kind of commit those models to that roster.
Yeah, and then
So
say this is the, Orc roster. This is the Space Marine roster.
Right.
And it's 20 models. There's a lot of room for...
Right.
I mean, there's not as much room in the Orcs, but with Space Marines, you can basically
No.
bring one of everything and to get in a 20-man roster.
Right. Yeah, but I think that'd be nice.
And then you make a nice little case that'll hold the 20 models.
Aww. And then it also folds into terrain magically. Yeah.
Cars 100.
Evening. Hello. Christian Kudzi, I got the Death Guard from the Dark Imperium.
Ooh, neat. Yeah, the Death Guard are tricky. They're even more expensive than the Space Marines. But the Poxwalkers are crazy cheap. It's like a Gretchen.
But not as cute.
I mean, agree to disagree.
They're not as cute. Everyone tell Jay that they're not as cute.
Christian could see. Broodlord is looking good, Jay. It reminds me of the old 3rd edition styling. Yeah. I mean, that's what I was going for. The old Space Hulk. Karsf 100. No one can pronounce my username.
I think we nailed it.
Karsf.
Yes. I mean, I don't know how else you would pronounce it.
Yeah, and it seems like there's a lot of shenanigans. Not shenanigans. There's a lot of different things you can do with assaulting in Kill Team. Because it's not, locked in combat. It's within 1 inch. And it seems like there's multiple ways to be within 1 inch. Like, there's ways of, using your consolidation to get within 1 inch of someone that you didn't charge. Although I think it specifically says you cannot be within 1 inch of someone. You cannot end your movement within 1 inch of an enemy model that you did not declare a charge against.
Yeah.
It's very tricky. How about Nurgle Gretchen? Super cute.
Oh, that'd be the cutest.
Isn't that just a Nurgling? Also, I think it's an absolute crime that that Elites came out and did not let you take Nurglings in Kill Team.
It is BS.
It added the Terminators, but not the Nurglings.
Well, should we talk about our game?
Yeah.
Officially.
What I don't remember. We did the normal. We did the mission that it prompts you to do for your first game.
Like baby's first match play.
Yeah, baby's first match play, and then we rolled because it gives you a couple of different scenarios, and we got the King of the Hill game, where you put down all of your objectives, and then you roll a dice to see, and then you only keep one objective, and then it becomes a King of the Hill, who at the end of turn 5 has more models on that objective.
And it so happened that objective was on my side.
Oh yeah, it was directly in front of Nick's deployment zone, and also it was Nick with 12 orcs against my 6 Space Marines. So I was already at a disadvantage. Although I think the game ended up being pretty close.
It was pretty close. I mean, you may have less models, but they're strong guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're nothing to sneeze at.
Steam Geeko1. I found some unpainted immortals that had gotten knocked under the bed that I'm working on painting. Thocht style. Got any basing scheme recommendations? I don't know, but I know there's 100 and some recommendations on the channel. I don't remember which dynasty Thocht is. Is that the blue one? The dark blue?
Yeah, that's the one that you. Yep, that's the one that you painted.
I would suggest maybe not the bright orange one that I used. I don't know if it's a perfect pick for the model. Dr. Drogle, isn't King of the Hill game where you sell propane and propane accessories?
Mm-hmm.
Christian could see advantage Space Marines, I would think, or were they scouts? I mean, I don't think the advantage was for the Space Marines because they were kind of in the wrong spot and too few bodies. But I should take at least one scout in my army, I think. I don't think tactical Space Marines are pretty bad. It seems like the one worth taking is the 2 gunners. The 2 gunner Space Marines are worth taking. I also took 2 Primaris Reavers, and my Reaver Sergeant did work, but my other Reaver kind of didn't. So I might replace a Reaver with another guy with a decent gun.
Mm-hmm. My leader was a Gretchen. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And my lore, to make it make sense, is he tells the orcs to do the opposite of what he wants them to do because they're not listening, and they'll do what he actually means them to do, which is the opposite of what he says. It's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Steam Geeko 1. I mean, now I just want to use those bright orange base ideas to annoy my friends who take color coordination seriously.
Yeah.
Been wanting to try lava anyways. Lava would be cool. I think lava would be great.
Never go wrong with lava.
I think lava and those models would be really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think you just figured it out yourself. Lava would be wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, good old Gretchen leader. But like after we played that game, and like now I just want the Gretchen leader to always. I want the Gretchen to always be the leader.
Mm-hmm.
I want to come up with like a story behind him being the leader.
Mm-hmm.
How he got to be the leader.
I mean, it does make some sense because the leader, like your brain kind of tells you, oh, the leader should probably be like, you know, the commander, the guy with the big sword. But the leader stratagem the leader stuff doesn't actually help you out at all in combat.
Right.
The zealot or combat do that.
Right. I mean, I think there's a reason why you're allowed to do it in the game.
Yeah.
It's not all of the specialism work on every single model.
Yeah. Really, the leader, it almost should just be whatever model you think might survive the most turns.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you want those sweet, sweet command points.
TK Studio Friends. Remember, folks, show your support. Hit that thumbs up or down. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe for all the latest videos. Interested in joining the Patreon? Info in the description. Naked pics of Jay and Nick on Discord. I wish. And you wish. Yeah, join the Discord. You never know what's going to pop up.
Yeah.
Did you see that the Happy Heretic is working on some Poxwalkers?
I might have.
On the Discord. I'm sure you did.
There's a lot of stuff on Discord.
There's a lot of stuff in Discord. Dr. Drokel, one more reason not to join the Discord.
Christian Kinsey. So
Happy
Jay,
Heretic. My ears are burning.
Christian Kinsey. So Jay, is this going to be an entire High Fleet color scheme? No, I don't plan on collecting Tyranid. This is just it's a good match for my Gene Stealer cult, because I'm kind of doing classic colors for Gene Stealer cult, like the box colors, and the box colors match the Space Hulk colors, which are blue carapace, pink flesh, and bone colored claws. And so one day, because I have this model, but I also have the Space Hulk Broodlord. So I actually own all three plastic Broodlord models. And so one day I'll have to paint them all up. And then maybe I can show them off in a video. And be like, look at this wargaming history.
Retro gaming. Other buzzwords.
Retro gaming, PewDiePie, unboxing, face reveal.
Exactly.
You won't believe what we find.
Millions of views.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll retire off that video.
Yeah. Games Workshop used to be good. Retro, awesome. Sick. Wonderful.
Fortnite. Carfs 100. I want to start a Tyranid army after Death Guard, but they don't feel very customizable. All your heroes are just special morphs, not a hero for your ward band. That is true. I mean, you can do a little something. Like there's old One Eye, who's a Carnifex with one eye.
Really? Wow.
You could be
I would assume he had more than one eye.
Mm-hmm. Could be the the Trigon who's missing a claw, or the the way to get individuality is like, it'd be like, because the Tyranid are essentially just animals, so they wouldn't have like a leader model, but you could have some sort of like a characteristic that the humans could give them. Like, there's old one claw
Jim.
The silent screamer.
Silent screamer.
Also, there can be like a they're not, what's the word for it? There's I guess it'd be like mutations. So you could be like, my Broodlord, his left hand has 5 talons instead of 3, because that's just how he got born, or like hive gestated. Because the hive manufactures the Tyranid for the job, but every now and then I'm sure the process doesn't work perfectly. Happy Heretic, Ballsack Berry.
Perfect name. BSB.
Christian Goodsey. And there are plenty of various heads and bits to change them up a bit, and plenty of people have done some serious green stuff work or kit bashing. I don't think they sell them anymore, but I know Blue Table Painting actually tried to break into the conversion markets by actually commissioning and then selling resin Tyranid bits that were based on the xenomorphs from Aliens.
Did not work out?
I don't think it did. Eventually they sold off their molds. And I think for a while someone else was producing them, but I don't think you can buy them anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what blue table painting is doing anymore.
Blue table painting is still a titan in the in the industry.
They like make vlog. He makes vlogs about his life now.
Yeah, on his
It's
on
odd.
his on his work channel.
I don't get it. Call me old-fashioned, but it's very odd.
SEM. Hello guys, I started painting today. Woo!
Hell yeah. Happy Heretic. Oh, more salty YouTuber on YouTuber drama. I don't know if I consider that. Clip it and send it to him. He'll probably make a video about it.
Oh, Sean Gately.
I mean, I'm still waiting for people to clip all the stuff that we said about Miniac in midwinter.
Mm-hmm.
Especially our sexy calendar idea.
Oh my goodness.
That's really the big, the big one.
That episode is going to be pulled from YouTube soon.
That would be that'd be quite the calendar. We should start that Discord. Should try to organize that.
SEM, guys, got any advice for painting dark purple? Dark purple, probably start with black, and then highlight with dark purples until you get to a light-ish purple highlights. Happy Heretic. Dude, I got some poxwalkers that'll donate their ample carriages to the sexy calendar. Plague bearers. Poxwalkers are the 40k ones, and plague bearers are the Age of Sigmar ones, I think. The rank and file troops of Nurgle. Oh, Papa Nurgle. Papa Nurgle is the happiest god.
That's true.
TK Studio Prints. Holy crap, there's a huge load of Skaven parts on eBay for a 20-pound bid. Neat. Good old Skavens. Zerg619. Hello, Eons and Nick. Tomorrow I'll test the new template for the Primaris in Papercraft, and I'll try to build one personally. Personally, I don't like them, but I'll motivate somehow. Akino as Nurgle might be the happiest, but Slanesh is the most satisfied. Bow chicka wow.
Yep. Slaneshi Pleasure Palace bases.
Yeah.
Some of the best bases in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody owns those bases now.
Yeah, that's true. Somebody owns those bases. Those bases. We actually filmed a different video. And then we just kept putting it off because it wasn't good enough.
Oh,
and I think I lost the bases, so we couldn't take pictures of them.
Yeah. That was the first video back.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
They were the Slanesh Pleasure Palace bases.
Yeah, there's been a few videos that we've just abandoned.
Yes. How to paint small things.
How to paint small things.
It was just it was just taping models to tape.
Mm-hmm.
It was clever.
There was another one. Like it was like how to kit bash what was the name of the vehicle? How to kit bash a Space Marine Razorback.
Mm-hmm.
That one never went anywhere.
That was going to be the first one. That was the first one that we started on with like doing scripted, like super scripted.
Mm-hmm.
With you talking and all that stuff.
Joey Flores. Questions for you pet owners out there. When your cat is sleeping on your lap, how do you politely move them to scratch your legs? Asking for a friend.
Throw them.
Yeah, you kick them. You just send them flying.
I just give them a little move.
Mm-hmm.
They'll go back to sleep. They're not like humans and have like like when you wake up a human, they like start remembering that they exist and it becomes an issue.
They have to pay taxes and stuff, but the cat
and the cat doesn't have to worry about that, so the cat will go back to sleep.
Yeah, I mean the difference between a cat awake and a cat asleep is barely anything. Cars 100, you guys have any model suggestions just for painting? I'm 4 models away from finishing my army, and then that's done. I just want to do a few cool models before my next project. Any model line. Well, for Games Workshop, if you have $15, I would suggest these Glaive Wraith Stalkers. You get 4 of them for $15. They're beautiful models with sculpted bases, and if you're used to only painting like 40k stuff, these are going to present a really fun new challenge because they're very different. I think it's the easy to build Night Haunt Glaive Wraith Stalkers.
And they're very nice models.
They are. They're real neat. In one of our earliest scripted videos, I talked about how you should not spend $15 on buying dropper bottle supplies to move your Games Workshop paint, and you should instead buy and paint that Glaive Wraith Stalker box to make yourself a better painter. And there was so many comments of like, I didn't ask to be told what to do with my money. And like it's a top 10 hobby product list.
Yeah. It's their spiciest video yet.
Oh my god.
Well, except for the ones that are coming out.
Oh my god. Yeah, we filmed some fun stuff lately.
I feel like these next 2 weeks are going to be the most fun 2 weeks. I'm very excited for this week's videos.
Mon de Tueur, my cats need to start helping out with the rent.
Yeah, jeez.
Blah.
That's how I feel.
Blah.
I do very much like cats.
Mm-hmm. I like them too, but I've never had a cat.
I've only had cats. My grandma lived with us for a while, and she had a dog. They had a little poodle. It was not great. It was kind of old, and then she was taking care of a border collie for a little bit. So that was great.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good dog.
My neighbors bred cats, and so every time they would go on vacation, they would pay me to watch the cats, and so
I would say not just cats.
No,
Savannah
cats. Yeah, these very kind of exotic, crazy cats. And I think there was 7 or 8 litter boxes that I had to change every day, and it was a nightmare. And I actually have like mild cat allergies.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go over there at like 8 in the morning and just be dead. My face would be all puffy. My eyes would be swollen by the time I'm leaving.
Yep. Yep. Mondotour. Dude, Savannah cats are so dope.
Oh, they're
They are
sweet.
dope. They're fun and they're playful and they're big. And I mean, they went all in on the Savannah breeding.
They did.
I mean, they got a serval and everything.
They did. It was kind of spooky changing the serval's stuff.
Yep.
I mean, they're not.
Yes.
They're pretty big. They're the
pretty
size
big.
of dogs.
I mean, they'll. The serval will kill you. It's not domesticated at all.
No. What's funny though is when the serval was a kitten, me and my neighbor, we would play with it and roughhouse with it and pick them up and put them in, like we would like take a blanket and lay it flat on the floor, and then the serval would jump into the middle of it, and then we would take the four corners and lift him up like he's in a sack.
Yep.
Yeah, it was great. When he was a little tiny kitten, he was super fun.
Yep.
But then he grew up to be an adult serval, and it's not as fun anymore.
Yep.
Because they're not playful, they're territorial.
Yep.
Carfs 100. My local game store has a big 40k in Age of Sigmar scene. There's even some 30k. Ooh, wow.
Oh, wow.
It's fully evolved. Where is... I need to see my reference for Gene Stealers. Are the teeth also bone colored? Yes, the teeth are also bone colored. Zator. I have a Horus Heresy army. At least I could use it for 40k, but lately I've bought some Primaris. Yeah! Gotta love the Primaris. I got one right here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Space Marine if they looked really, really good.
I mean, that's a very controversial opinion that you just said.
I might have a very controversial video coming out.
A couple of them.
Mm-hmm. No, Primaris is fine.
Mm-hmm. Primaris is pretty neat, I would say. I think everything should be Primaris.
Mm-hmm.
But they can stop making actual Primaris. They can start making real stuff, as the Xenos players say. Some real models. Real models have curves.
Real models have curves. Brett S. Hot take, Primaris are better than Firstborn in every way. Yeah, I'd say the only thing that the Primaris don't have going for them is that they haven't existed for 30 years. They've existed for 3. So their model range is not quite as diverse yet. I'm sure it'll get there. Quinones, Primaris look like great Tau Marines. They do look more tactical than the classic Marines. Although some of the new kits that came out, like with the Indominus, they're kind of getting a little bit back to their knightly suits of armor look a little.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do kind of like that there's like tactical stuff available. Like somebody shared on our Discord a really, really cool tactical Space Marines.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is super cool. Like, Primaris just look... I mean, they look super cool. If you want, like, a proper-looking army that's not, like, a weird gothic Middle Ages theme, Primaris have got you covered. I mean, the Eliminators... Yeah.
Brett S. Hotter take. Chaos Space Marines make Primaris look as bad as the Firstborn.
Ah!
Oh,
Chaos Marines are pretty cool.
they're so cool. I don't think I could ever play normal Marines. Ever. I could play Chaos.
All right, well, I think we just found out what Nick's secret kill team is. Or maybe this is a huge diversion and the kill team is Ultramarine Space Marines.
Exactly. And you'll never know until you do. Oh, we also didn't mention that I won the game.
Oh yeah, Nick won. a stunning,
just so everyone knows.
Yeah, a stunning victory for the Orcs.
Yeah.
It was close though.
It was very close.
The Space Marines could have won if more Orcs had died.
And I think now that we played the game, we've actually finished a game all the way through, and we followed the rules correctly from what we understand, probably for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Now we can kind of go off on our own and retailer the list, and then like I want to do some more looking at the command point stuff. So I kind of have a list of things that if these situations happen, I should use these things with my command points, because I kind of just had a bunch of command points at the end of the game because I didn't know, I wasn't keeping track of I don't know, I haven't read enough of the rules yet to be able to know what I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing. But I think that would have helped too.
Yeah. Christian could see. No jump packs can be taken on any characters, and there's only 2 choices of vehicle transports. That is true, although regular Space Marine jump packs look unbelievably good on Primaris. Because you don't, for some reason, you just get used to things when it's all you know. Like the classic Space Marines with the jump packs, and the jump packs are like as big as they are. But on a Primaris Space Marine, the jump pack actually looks perfect. It looks like it looks exactly correctly proportioned. So even though that you technically can't take like an assault or a jump pack chaplain, I think or a jump pack Primaris character, I think I would still use a Primaris model and just say he's a Legacy Marine, because it just looks so much better. Quinones, I want flat kneecaps, that is all. Flat kneecaps? Like the I forget which mark of power armor it is, but the ones where there's no bump for the knee.
No knee bump.
Joey Flores, I had faith in Nick.
I'm glad. I know that you guys are having a bet. That would be fun. That's what we should do.
Oh, we totally should. At the beginning of the day, be like, all right, Discord, who's winning?
That'd be really fun. And then there's money on it.
Yeah.
But we get the transaction fees. So we really make all the money. How do you guys like that idea? Sports betting is legal in Illinois.
Yeah.
It's not legal in every state. So you got to be certain states.
Yeah, some states want what's best for their citizens, and some states allow it, like here. Christian Coodsey. Speaking of cool jump packs, I took some Stormcast Prosecutors, Prosecutor Pinion Wings, and added them to the jump packs to make it super cool for my Judicar. Ooh.
Joy Flores, how long was the game? 3 hours? I think it was just a little over 2.
A little over 2, yeah.
Yeah,
But the next one won't be as bad because we won't have to look up the rules for everything.
Yeah, I think we'll be so much quicker. Then this is probably the quickest game we've ever played.
Yeah.
Too. Cursive 100. I don't think that counts as sports, Nick. You know what? You could bet on the election using the sports betting apps. I think it counts.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could do it.
You could bet on the elections, and I did bet on the elections. Unfortunately, my man D's Nuts didn't make it, but
I know you were really disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you. I saw your really long Facebook post that night. You were devastated.
Oh, D's Nuts! I thought he could go the distance.
Mm-hmm.
And then my backup was Tiger King, but then he went to jail.
Yeah. And then your next was Ellen. You just like how mean she is. She'll run the country like a dictatorship.
Yeah, she will.
Like her show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. So many Ellen hot takes. So little time.
Yeah, I didn't have nearly as much water today, so my opinions on Eleanor have softened slightly.
Haven't had as much. The water just brings it out of you. The sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Drokel. Well, Jay, unfortunately, a write-in vote doesn't count when you just take a crayon and write these nuts across the face of the ballot.
Wait, are you saying they didn't count my ballot?
I don't think so. And I do think that's election fraud, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Aquino Quinones. I miss being satisfied with a base coat and a wash. Once you get used to trying, you can't go back. That is fantastic. I miss being satisfied. Once you get used to trying, you can't go back.
Jeez. You should be a philosopher.
Cars 100. Kino, the trick is to never start trying. Yeah. Pop star. Never stop, never stopping. It's a really good movie.
It is surprisingly great. I couldn't believe how good it was.
I know.
Remember when we just randomly watched it?
Yep.
And it was wonderful?
Yeah. The Lonely Island is pretty funny.
They're pretty funny, and that movie was pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that movie existed. It looked really fun, and then it disappeared.
Yeah, no one went to go see it.
Nobody went to go see it. Nobody ever talked about it. Then we watched it like 5 years later.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fun.
Christian Coodsey posted to the Discord the start of the Judicar. Or Judiciar. It's not Judicar. I need to get it right. Judiciar. Ooh. Neat. Those are some fun wings. I love the Judiciar model.
Look at those wings.
Mm-hmm.
That boy's made for flapping.
This camera
That's just
though
what'll
is
do.
is so much better than a lot of the people who are taking pictures of their models that they're trying to sell on Facebook.
Yes. Jesus Christ.
It's
Just a,
unbelievable.
I think sometimes what they do is they take a picture and they move their phone as they're taking the picture, so it gets a real nice motion blur on it,
Yeah.
so you can't see.
Joey Flores. Wait, it's not Judy in car?
No, Joey, it's a British word. Those Brits and their words.
Mm-hmm.
How dare they make up English? Thank goodness I speak American.
Mm-hmm.
People say that for real here.
Mm-hmm.
What a world we live in.
The Judicars are pre-chaplains. They're essentially like a chaplain in training, sort of.
They got it on training wheels.
Mm-hmm. They essentially take on some of the roles of a chaplain, and then they prove themselves in combats, and then they may become a full chaplain. But a chaplain is a very high ranking member of the chapter, so it kind of does make sense that there's like an in between, because there's lieutenant, or there's sergeant, and then lieutenant, and then captain. Mm-hmm. So there's Judicars, and then there's chaplains. Christian could see Jude Law in the car.
Nailed it.
A talk show with Jude Law as the host on his way to the store.
The letter J.
The letter J.
It could be any letter J.
Mm-hmm.
Prove yourself, letter J.
Today's broadcasting was brought to you by the letter J. And viewers like you. Thank you.
Lols. That's not proof that you're the letter J.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same one. You have to prove yourself every time.
Mm-hmm.
What letter am I thinking of right now?
Is it the umlau?
I lurk a lot. Ah. We love a good lurk.
Mm-hmm.
Lurking means twerking. I think that's what the saying. That's how the saying goes.
Mm-hmm.
The old adage.
That's what George Washington said that.
Yeah.
That was big.
Yeah. This is farewell address to the nation. Good old lurking and twerking.
Mm-hmm.
That should be a shirt.
Lurking and twerking.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching on YouTube a bunch of business blaze, and he's got some great lines that have become T-shirts. The
what?
past sucked, or not the past sucked. Like the past was the worst. Because he talks about, a lot of business topics, and so it just always boils down to the past was the worst.
Mm-hmm.
just before he went to rejoin the vampire hunters. As all founding fathers do. They're vampire hunters. Yeah, the movie Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter is really bad, but it's worth checking out the last 10 minutes on YouTube, because that's when it's, classic stovepipe hat Lincoln fighting vampires. Because before that, it's like young, sexy Lincoln, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, this is not Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Lincoln is,
Was Lincoln ever sexy?
Well, whoever they got to play young Lincoln.
The letter J. I've been painting some War Games Atlantic Blood Oaths.
Ooh.
Just lurking and twerking. Painting some Blood Oaths.
Lurking and twerking. Happy Heretic. Abe was a lot more spry than I thought he would be. I think I'm just about out of Vallejo Bone Whites, and I think after this I'm going to look for a new tan, because I'm not happy with my Vallejo Bone White. It's a very nice color, but it's just so temperamental.
What do you think? What brand do you think you're gonna look at?
I don't know. Probably whichever one is supposed. Which one's really good? Is Scale 75 supposed to be like high end quality?
I mean, I have a few, and they're nice. They're black. They're black and white are very good.
All right, I need something to unclog this paint with.
Potato chips. Yeah, I have a few Scale 75 paints, and I think that they're pretty good.
All right, let's see what we're dealing with here in terms of clog. Oh my goodness.
But dropper bottles are perfect.
Okay, I gotta get this model way far away from what I'm doing.
Probably a good idea.
Ruin a 30-hour paint or a 20-hour paint job. Ooh, almost had it. There we go. Okay. All right. Clean.
Perfect.
Christian Kudsi. Narrator. I'd fight Gandhi. Tyler Durden. Good answer. Narrator. How about you? Tyler Durden. Lincoln. Narrator. Lincoln. Tyler Durden. Big guy. Big reach. Skinny guy. Fights till they're burger. Skinny guy. Fight till they're burger. Is that a Fight Club reference? Fight till they're burger? Tyler Durden is Fight Club. It is a Fight Club quote. Skinny guys fight till they're burger.
Ah.
It has been a hot minute since I've seen Fight Club.
Me too.
It's Nick's favorite movie.
Mm-hmm. I've definitely seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of movies.
It's a fun one for the whole family.
Mm-hmm. I think I've seen almost every movie that's ever been made.
Mm-hmm.
Burger is looking like ground beef.
Ah. Hoping. I put the one thing I find with the Vallejo bone white is it can look a little chalky.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's because it's filled with so much chalk.
I mean, kinda.
Blah.
Oops. Well, that's how this is how this is now. To work around that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more matte medium in there, just to bring this color down just a little bit more, so I can get some real good blendage. I want it smooth.
And I know Matt likes to make things smooth.
Mm-hmm.
He's a smooth criminal.
Oh my goodness. Okay, it needs way more thinning.
Matthew medium.
Cars F100 later. We are getting pretty close. I mean, he'll definitely be done today.
Ooh.
And if you're a member of our Patreon, you get to help pick out what I paint next.
Mm-hmm.
There's some lovely old school options this time.
Yes.
I think the newest model is from boy, I don't know when that would have been released.
1492.
Like late, like right at 2000 maybe. What's the newest one would probably have been the Leading to the Dams.
Well, and you can see the other options if you go and look on the Patreon.
After this big old model, I'm a little bit in the mood for something a little smaller.
That makes sense.
Because this guy was a project. Boy, he's also very organic, which is unique. I haven't painted a lot of things like this. Like, I actually feel like a Gazgul, even though he's so much bigger, would have been easier to paint.
Mm.
Dr. Jokel, Jay, have you ever fooled around with stuff to give a wet appearance, like on this mini's tongue, for example? Yeah, I'll just apply like a heavy gloss varnish, a couple of coats to get the wet look after everything has been properly matte coated. I'd like to try something to give kind of like a sticky, stringy look.
Mm-hmm. Gooey glue.
Mm-hmm.
The paints his teeth. He doesn't have teeth. He has teeth. His mouth is covered. And I already painted his teeth.
I wonder, are grot teeth worth far less than orc teeth?
They have to be. They're little.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the size of your teeth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, poor Gretchen get no respect.
Except for my one that's a leader.
Mm-hmm.
Gets all the respect.
Yeah.
The boys are still mean to him, though.
Mm-hmm.
But he knows deep down inside.
That, yeah, they hate him. Yeah, I'll have to figure out a way to kill your grot leader. Mm-hmm. Turn 1.
Turn 1, grot leader destroy.
Mm-hmm. You might as well just call it right then.
That sounds like fun. Let's not even bother playing the game.
Mm-hmm. Mondature. UV glue is great for sticky, stringy bits. I know. I need to place an order for green stuff soon, because I wanna try out some stuff so that I can do some really cool like rainforest Aztec bases for my my Seraphon when they become a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just really trying to hunt down a deal.
Mm-hmm. You spend every other waking moment trying to find a deal on those.
Yeah.
Scrolling through all the Facebook pages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Seraphon are not necessarily like the hot new thing, so they don't pop up quite as often.
Mm-mm.
Dr. Jokel, I've seen people use the UV cured resin for drool and stuff. Looks a lot better than the old hot glue method. Oh, I bet.
Oh my god.
If you're putting hot glue on a model, I think you've made some mistakes.
Be nice to 15-year-old Nick.
Kars 100. Seraphon, that's going to be my army when my group starts, Age of Sigmar. If Saurus ever get an update anyway.
Yeah, Seraphon's pretty cool. I mean, not as cool as Gloomspike gets, because that's what I already bought into it.
I think they're a fair bit cooler than some.
Are you kidding me?
Some gets. I mean,
you saw my gets.
Mm-hmm.
Those troll guys, they're fun.
The troll guys are really cool. The Troggoths and like the Troggoth Prime or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Nailed it. I mean, I don't know their names.
What is it? Yeah, exactly. It might be a Troggoth Prime.
I know it's not that. I can tell you that much. And I know there's squig hoppers, and there's a loon boss. That's all I know.
I think I'm gonna go hard in the skink for my Saurus.
You're a skinkman.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying, you guys. I'm trying to do a good job, but it's so chalky. it's thinned down a lot. I'm applying it in thin coats, and it's just drying and looking like I don't know. I think I desperately need a new tan.
Are these cuties all? I should do a little extra orange on them. On there, I should restripe them a little. Jay going overtime tonight or Saturdays later? Yeah, all Saturdays are later stream.
Yeah. We
Long
always
stream.
go long on Saturdays.
Yeah.
And we go long on Fridays too, but only for our Patreon people.
Yeah.
Everyone else just gets the normal.
What if you used your oil paints? To get a smooth transition.
It'd probably work. I've never tried it before. Ooh, I damaged the tip of his horn a little bit.
Oh no. Carsef 100. So when are you guys getting into the real Tabletop Games Workshop property, Blood Bowl?
Ah,
We have the starter set. For,
we do.
The first edition.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, do you even know where your models are?
Yeah,
You have them?
I do. I have them.
I have them. I have mine.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to. I started painting them as a wee lad.
Mm-hmm.
I do like what I was doing though, but I don't remember how I got there. So I'm gonna have to repaint them.
Mm-hmm.
They were gonna be super bright, which I do want to continue with. Actually, I bought those oil paints just for those guys. Bah.
That's joke. Well, you didn't put the hot glue directly on the model, unless you're 15 years old like Nick apparently. You would stretch it out on wax paper and then make strings that you trim to shape. Christian Kudzi. Jay, how about some burnt umber? Well, burnt umber is darker than tan. What I really need is a good tan. Just a little, maybe just a little darker than eggshell. Ooh, you know, though, in Blood Bowl, the Lizardman team is pretty cool.
Oh man, the Blood Bowl stuff is really great.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to one day do those as like actual football games, like battle reports that were actual football games with referees, and like commentators. Hilarious. And then like do it to the point in which like there's a Super Bowl. That'd be hilarious. And have a skink halftime show.
Mm-hmm. Christian Kudzi. Yes, you start at burnt umber and then to your tan also 50-50, your tank and bone color. I think I'm gonna make it out of white and white and this khaki. It's a little bit of a dark khaki color.
Call me white khaki.
Mm-hmm. Happy Heretic. Sexy skink halftime.
Yeah.
That's, you know what though? There's no Lizardman cheerleader models yet, I don't think.
That's sad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How you expected to play the game?
Yeah.
And they're on like stripper poles. I worked on a show where we were doing stuff with stripper poles, and we had to call them dance poles because it's insensitive to the dancers that are on the stripper poles. That was very funny.
Cars 100. Heretic. No, none of that. Please, no lizard boobs. Oh my goodness! Look at. I mean, I'm just getting real good. It's hard to tell on the camera, but that's the tan, and then that's the tan I just mixed.
Mm. Yep. There you go.
Happy
Dr. Hokel. Any pole is a stripper pole if you try hard enough. Any pole is a dancer pole if
Yes.
you try hard
enough. Yeah. Let's be. Yeah. I think this model I'm gonna paint with acrylics, but I will be getting into oils.
Mm-hmm. I used the oil paints on these grots. I did some oil washes.
Cars 100. Keep hearing about oils for minis, but I'm iffy about trying them. Are they really as good as everyone says? They're pretty good. I think oil washes should be in everyone's toolkit. I don't know if everyone needs to be oil painting instead of acrylic painting. The nice thing about acrylics is that they're not toxic. You thin them with water.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas oils can be a little nasty. I have a set of oils. I've done a little oil painting on minis, mostly on terrain. Zat Zetor. GL, I'm going to bed.
Good night. Think of us in your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Heretic. I always dream about Jay and Nick. That's a fantasy I don't want to know about.
Aquino Quinones. I'm a fan of enamel and blood paints.
Yeah, I only paint with my blood.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of blood, I will be right back. I gotta go piss.
Once I'm done with striping these grots, they will be done painting. I'll be done with painting them, but I have to do the bases still. And I would really, really like to make some beach-themed items for them and 3D print it. But I don't know when. I don't know when I'll have time to do that. So some of them might just get a simple beach, and then I'll have to add some stuff later. Christian Kutzy, show us, Nick. I will. Once I finish striping these these last 2 pair of pants, I'll put them up on the work in progress. But yeah, they look very cute. Gratz's orcs too. They is orcs too. I mean, these were a lot of fun to paint. Although now that I'm painting these, all I'm thinking about is working on an orc kill team. Get some orcs ready for that. How much blood?
Mostly. Really, it's the colostomy bag that takes a while. All the buttons.
Yep. Okay. This looks good.
Everybody's talking about oils.
Mm-hmm.
Oils are
Happy.
the hot thing right now.
Mm-hmm. Happy Heretic is a oil paint aficionado. It really is nice for washes. You get some real nice washes, and then the amount of control that you get.
Yeah, I mean, one of these days I'm gonna just because I have a nice oil set, and so I'll just probably try to paint a mini start to finish only oils. In my experience, though, oils don't. I mean, they have a long working time, but they dry pretty fast. Especially if you hit them with the hair dryer for a few seconds, it'll at least kind of set the paint, and then you can still kind of mush it around, but it's not wet. Maybe it's moist. Is how I would explain it. TK's 3D prints. You know, the worst part about getting old is one day you wake up, you go for a piss, and the piss is pure blood. Then you'd be surprised how fast you get to the local doctors. Christian Kudzi. Plus, oils add a lot of texture to your minis, so it's not always ideal. Carfs 100. I'm pushing myself after my army is done. I might give oils a try then to know when I'd use them, where I'd use them on my Frog Folk warband.
The old frog folk.
Joy Flores. I run my oils through the airbrush, but use only for shading and weathering. Quinones. Why are oils not popular? Because they do good work, and a lot of YouTubers are doing them. A lot of people have already picked up an airbrush, so now they need to get the next thing.
That's true.
I don't know if it's just really, really dry down here or what, but I am just having nothing but trouble with the tan. And I remember having the exact same problem when I was painting my Patriarch the first time. It's just I probably should have gone white and then like highlighted them down because some of these claws are probably on their 10th coat of paint, and it's still just poor coverage, just a big coffee stain where the paint ends. Whatever pigments they use for tan, they leave a little bit to be desired. How come this isn't magic blue, where it's just an amazing color?
And Christian Kutzi, I did add the pictures of the grots onto the work in progress on the Discord if you want to check them out. Dr. Drokel, a lot of YouTubers are using them. Jesus Christ, reading. A lot of YouTubers are using them. Basically means one YouTuber used them and got a lot of views. So everybody copied that to try and get some of that sweet ad revenue.
EonsOfBattle oil video coming out next week.
Exactly. I mean, people have asked us to do an oil video. I remember back in like 2016, 2017, when like I first heard people were using oils. And those are when tutorials were tutorials. No talking.
Yes.
You just turned on your camera and you just made it happen.
I mean, I think to this day, the best tutorial YouTuber ever is Buy Painted.
He used oil paints.
He used oil paints, yeah. He used every trick in the book. He must have come from a background of like tanks and airplanes and stuff. Because he used a lot of like the testers, enamels, and things. But he was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Aquino Quinones. I'll wait until next month when contrast is popular again. I have 4 contrast paints. I have Black Templar, I have White Scars, and both of those actually seem really, really good for what they do. And then I have a brown and a light brown, and those ones are okay.
I do think sometimes what happens is people just I don't know what it is. So some YouTubers just seem to have the same idea the same week, and it just magically everyone's doing the same video. Because I know it was funny because we had our not like how to like why you're not improving video, and the Mini Witch had a very similar video.
Yes,
and like it just so happened that both of our videos made independently came out at the exact same time.
The same thing happened with do you even need this, and like our video, do you even need an airbrush? Yeah. It just happens. I mean, there's not that much to talk about in miniature wargame painting. Happy Heretic. Contrast got a bad rap in the beginning because people thought they were talent in a bottle. Yeah, it's a special effects paint. It's not an everything paint.
I'm in everything paint.
Aquino Quinones. Historical model painters might not get the YouTube views, but they have magazines that go back decades.
And thanks, Christian Kutsi. I am glad that you like my garrots. I have a bunch more to paint. And I think I'm gonna continue doing the 5 at a time because that was enjoyable. Not just doing a million and hating myself.
Aww. Holy moly, does Discord let you zoom in?
Yeah, you can get right in there.
Oh, I love the orange.
Yeah, the orange is really cute, I think.
Oh, I wish
the
one that's got the welding hood on was given the finger, not just pointing.
Oh, I know. That was one of my ideas that I like when I was a 17-year-old Nick that I wanted to do. And I actually made that hand, but it got messed up over time. So it doesn't get to happen. But yeah, it definitely needs to be a middle finger. And I have more of these to put together. So I could in fact make a middle finger one.
Christian Kidsey. Actually, most of the cool colors are great for glazes. I mean, they're almost glaze paints. They're like a halfway between a glaze paint and a wash. They're much more saturated in color than a typical wash. So they're pretty much a glaze.
Happy Heretic. I'm gonna do YouTube easy mode and just copy everything on EOB.
Yeah.
Get those fat stacks of YouTube cash. Carsef 100. I look forward to your basing tutorials, Heretic. Happy Heretic. Base tutorials. Hell, I'm gonna copy that holiday cookie video over and over.
Oh my god! Oh, and everyone loves that one. It's our most viewed video.
Very, very cute. I love that video. Everyone bought all those cookie cutters. It makes sense that nobody made the gingerbread house.
Yeah.
I was hoping one person would do it. That'd be so funny.
Yeah, maybe if it was like a gingerbread Aegis defense line, or like
something not as not a nightmare. Dr. Drogle, just wait till this December to see how many mini base cookie videos are out there. Yeah.
Oh, if someone does that,
we'll give them a copyright strike.
Yeah, we will.
You can't, but we'll sure try.
Oh yeah, our gingerbread space marine is absolutely adorable.
Top 10 space marines.
Yeah, our gingerbread space soldier guy. Very copyright friendly. Happy Heretic. Juan Hidalgo is a wizard with contrast paints. They can look really, really good. You just have to put in the work like everything else. I think you dunk it. What you do is you take your contrast paint and then you dunk your model into it, and that perfectly highlights and shades everything.
It's called the Duncan Rhodes method.
I mean, Army Painter sells a dip.
They do. I mean, and we know about the old wood stain.
Mm-hmm.
We should do a Hobby Myths video.
Ooh.
That'd be fun.
That is a good idea.
That is a hobby myth.
Mm-hmm. Mon de Tueur. Lull the Duncan Roads. Duncan Roads, take me home to the place where I belong. Nottingham. Games are headquarters. He doesn't work there anymore. You know what though? What's going to happen though if we put out that Hobby Myths video? Every comment is just going to be, actually, all those things are real. You just did them all wrong.
Yes. I mean, that's how it always is.
Actually, I can buy really high quality artist pastels for $1.
Mm-hmm. No,
So
I can.
there's a-
No. It's crazier than that. I can buy high quality artist pastels and dropper bottles and everything on your list for 3 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go buy them on Alibaba. I actually bought everything that you listed for 3 cents.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even know where you're getting your numbers from.
Christian could see. To the place of two thin coats. Aquino Quinones. Everything is cheap with a 5-finger discount. TK Sturdy Prince. That's what happened with Mythbusters. Everyone writing in saying you did it all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Max Hammerberg. Have you any thoughts on creating something from Mordheim? Warband, diorama. I don't really know what Mordheim is. So I would love to learn.
Yeah. Enlighten us on the Mordheim.
Mm-hmm. Cars F100. I can make artist quality pastels, and it only cost me a ball of lint. That's exactly what it's like. Oh, and I didn't even say anything bad about the pastels. Mm-hmm. But people are like, no, you did it wrong. Pastels are better than the products that people, worked hard on and did a good job with. You just get your mortar and pestle, and you put a little elbow grease into it, and don't just if you need because if you need a paint, you just buy the paint. But if you need orange weathering pigment, what you do is you buy yourself you go to the art store and you peruse the pigment section or the pastel section, and then you purchase your nice orange pastel, and then you bring it home. Oh, and you also buy a container that you're going to put your pastel in, and then you bring it home. You get out your mortar and pestle, and you start pulverizing it really fine. Get it into the container, clean it up nice, and then you're ready for painting.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Heretic. Mordheim was a Warhammer skirmish game, like Warcry.
Ah.
Aquino Quinones. Can you stop calling me out? I feel hurt. Yeah, sometimes you just land on someone's hot button issue, their little project. Hey, I just spent all afternoon moving my Games Workshop paints into dropper bottles. You can't tell me that was a waste of time. It's actually one of the best things I've ever done in my hobbying ever.
Yeah, it is one of my favorite things that people have said.
I love it. I think Goob became my favorite human in the episode of Paint Bravely, when he was like, so moving paint from one container into another container is just dumb. And then Casey is like, I did that. And Ninjan did it too. I would love to talk to Ninjan about it. Karst 100, Jay, I kid you not, there was a guy on Reddit that kept popping up a while back and told people various recipes for painting supplies and insisted everything you can just buy is overpriced. Didn't realize that sometimes you buy things for convenience. Yeah, I mean, like, technically, don't you just need like 7 paints or whatever?
Yeah.
And then you own every color and every shade and just go to the mines yourself, dig up the minerals, crush them up.
Yeah, it's no problem.
None. Happy Heretic. I mean, you can make your own oil paints with just some pigment powder and linseed, technically. Ooh, I've been eating these cheap canned oysters, and they're sold in linseed. Oh my God, where did the comment go? And so maybe instead of just throwing it out, I'll actually keep all of the linseed, and then I'll make my own oil paints out of it.
Oh my God. And you'll sell it as Jay's Fantastical Oil Paint.
And then I'll use my own hair for brushes. That way I don't need to buy brushes.
No, use your dog fur.
Oh yeah, I think my dogs would make great brushes.
That's what they're for.
I think brushes are usually made out of what? Sable, like camel and horse? I don't think you can really just use any old animal hair. I think there's some go-tos.
I mean, just because cat isn't popular doesn't mean you can't use it.
Happy Heretic. Sounds a bit fishy, Jay.
Nah.
I do like me some fish product. Give me some pickled herring and a nice cracker. Lucky Bat. You can crush up graham crackers and butter, but a Keebler crust is still better.
What a world. That was your nickname in high school, Keebler crust.
Yeah. Carfs 100. Gonna head out, guys. It's been fun. I will be sure to tune into some more streams down the line.
Yeah, please do.
Good old Carf 100.
Yep. Pronouncing it 100% correct.
Moneteer. Linseed is the name when used in woodworking applications, and it's called flaxseed oil when food quality. Well, I'll still do it, and I'll report back what happens with my my custom oil paint.
Mm-hmm.
They make squirrel hair brushes.
Cats are squirrels, but bigger. And less crazy. Ah, the oyster paints. They just smell horrendous.
Oh yeah, it's it's a room clearer for sure. Yeah, it's not a snack you bring to work. Monsieur, looking forward to your oyster paints. And actually, you can actually leave an oyster in the bottle for a mixing ball.
Yep. There you go.
I think this product is coming together.
Mm-hmm.
Little bit of research and development, and then I think we'll be good to go. We'll be good to bring it to market.
Yep.
We're going to be on Shark Tank pretty soon.
Why in the hell would anyone buy this? Holy cow! What? I mean, it smells so horrible. Why would anybody buy this? Does it even work as paint?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't prepared for these questions.
I need a $2 million loan for 3% of my company.
Yeah.
Happy Heretic. I'm off as well. Good night, folks.
Good night.
TK Surgery Prince just posted my shelves of shame on Discord. Shame.
Having a hard time with this electric blue. It's being electric annoying.
Nailed it.
Yep. Just is not blending nice.
I usually find the blues so nice.
I mean, these are old.
I don't know. Mine are probably just as old though. I haven't restocked in blues.
I think you take care of them a little more than I do.
Yeah, that's true.
I usually don't have a problem, but for right now, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what happened. All I know is it's pretty rude. And the opposite of very wizard.
Oh my god, the sneak peek on the patron only
Yep.
channel. That's amazing.
It's just a little too good.
Man, you really captured my basement.
Yeah. Just standing there.
Mm-hmm.
I love the pose and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It just works.
Oh my god, the shelves.
That's a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I love the heads.
Yeah, the Nosferatu.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now we're back in business. Sometimes I don't obey.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of keep it down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I added a little too much water before. Something.
Dr. Trokel, a guy got fired from Sherman-Williams for posting viral TikToks where he was mixing things into paint to change the color like coffee grounds and blueberries.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Yeah. I mean, isn't that like literally the best advertisement for your company?
No.
That people are having fun at your
It's
work?
horrible. That guy should have been fired immediately. Yeah, no fun allowed. You know, if we're going to advertise, we're going to pay an advertising company $1 million for a commercial no one watches.
Yeah. Because I'm sure those TikToks got views.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the reason why they knew about them is because they were popular, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, if people did that, the paint would mold, mildew, and stink. Yeah, but was he just having fun?
Yeah, I mean, he probably
Like,
just
I would
tossing
assume
old
it wasn't.
paint.
I assumed it was a, let's see what happens kind of videos, not a follow what I'm doing. Unless he was saying this is literally how we make paint at Sherman-Williams. Then I understand people being, maybe Sherman-Williams being a little mad.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It always annoys me when the companies are like, don't have fun at Target,
Yeah.
so we're gonna just fire you. And it's like, all right,
I
guess
worked,
you should be doing your job.
Mm-hmm.
But
I've worked with paint that was moldy, mildewy, and stank.
that's true.
You just pour in half of a bottle of Lysol and you get to work.
Yeah. What is it called? We looked it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's Casein. That's milk based.
Mm-hmm.
It's gross. Dr. Druckle, it's all good marketing till people start complaining about their Sherman-Williams paint forming black spots on the wall and reeking.
Mm.
I will always defend TikTokers. And this is a hill I will die on.
Mm-hmm. What if Ellen was on TikTok?
I would not defend her because Ellen is gross. She is not the queen she used to be.
Mm-hmm. She's the queen of daytime TV.
No. Dr. Phil is.
That's true.
he's the queen.
He's the queen. I mean, it's probably Oprah. Does Oprah still have a show?
I don't know. She has her own network.
But did she have a show?
I don't know what she does.
I mean, she can probably do anything she wants.
I hope she's not doing anything because why? Why?
Yeah, exactly.
Why continue?
Yeah, you're already the best. It's like the Fatboy Slim album. I'm already the best. Why would I try that hard?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So I would just give up.
Ellen probably owns a large stake in TikTok.
All right, burn it down.
Mm-hmm. No, Ellen probably beats TikTokers to a pulp.
Her TikTok dances are her beating people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. I can't imagine a faster way to really experience the Hollywood, to get the full Hollywood experience.
But get beat by Ellen?
Yeah.
That's true.
You have a lovely interview with her and everything is great and adorable. You do a silly dance, and then just backstage, she just beats you to a bloody pulp.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get a gift basket and you're on your way.
Perfect.
I see no issue.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Roko, I'm sure she was like, what's the most evil thing I could buy? Well, Dr. Roko, you're going to hate that we're going to be moving to TikTok exclusively.
Yes.
We're only going to do TikTok content from now on.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be 40k themed dances. I call this one the grot. There are a few people that do TikTok like videos about 40k, and not all of them are good. Most people aren't good. I feel like most of them are not that great.
Mm.
There's a few people though. Like I showed you that one guy.
Yeah.
He was pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
He did a TikTok about him being the fun police.
No one have any fun.
That was pretty funny because that's exactly what it's like.
Mm-hmm.
And then he complained about being shadow banned, which I don't know, probably people aren't watching anymore because it's the same videos over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I doubt TikTok fame is a lasting fame.
A lot of people are, that's what a lot of people think. So that's why a lot of people, they try to make sure that their Instagram accounts are well padded. Mm-hmm. They make a YouTube. They make as many YouTube videos as they can.
They diversify their income?
Yes.
What?
So that they make more money.
What?
Yeah.
You mean they go all in on one platform?
Mm-hmm. I mean, YouTubers are the only people that do that.
Yeah.
They go all in on the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And then, then you sell some merch, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Connor Reed, hey Jay, is that contrast paint you just put on the claws?
No, this is Army Painter Strong Tone.
Ah, looks good.
Yeah.
That is a nice strong tone.
I was today years old when I found out. Somebody suggested we make a meme video, and I super want to. I'm gonna try to write it. The only thing is I'm gonna need to learn all my memes, because I mean my memes are old.
Yep, it's true. We'll have to hire someone younger than us.
Yeah, a memeologist.
I mean, yeah, somebody that's studying memeology.
A meme doctor.
Mm-hmm.
We need to learn what's hip.
And what slaps.
Yeah. Slaps.
Yep.
That doesn't. Yeah. That. Oh, Tim Dillon.
Yep.
My mom died. That does not slap.
Voice of a generation.
Mm-hmm.
He is 17 years old.
Self-proclaimed voice of a generation.
Yeah. Uh,
AP
Gotta
tones
read.
are bay. Ah.
there you go. Looks like Mondateur is going to be the ghostwriter.
Dr. Jokel. Does an army painter make weak ass tone? Well, you know, that's kind of what I like about it. It's not nearly as saturated. You can kind of see from the cap. This is the contrast, or this is the wash put over a white paint, and it's a lot subtler than a lot of other washes, like particularly Games Workshop. And so usually I find I put on a few coats of this, but I have a little bit more control over it, and it dries pretty fast. So instead of slapping on one coat of Games Workshop and then, you know, taking a little break, you throw on a coat of this, you wait 40 seconds, it's dry, and then you can see if you need another coat or not.
I love a good coat.
Christian Kazee told you about the Army Painter wash game. Yeah. Oh yeah, I own them all. Own the whole set. I need to get a couple more bottles of black because I used it all up.
She's painting their faces. They're looking so cute. They're so angry inside.
Don't forget, that's a vibe. I'm not up on my vibe checks.
Yep.
You know, I don't know my memes.
Yep.
I think Harambe is getting a little old at this point.
Jesus Christ. Nobody even knows who that is or what that is.
Bernie and Mittens.
Yeah. I think that's old now. It was like a few weeks ago.
Oh, Bernie and Mittens.
Yeah.
You can see his little bird legs. Just a little old man who's like, this inauguration can be over now.
Yep.
I want to go inside. Aquino, what is even happening on the news anymore? Just silence and lockdowns. Harambe is making a comeback with the Kong memes. Yes! All hail Harambe.
You've worked your way all the way around.
Yes!
You worked your way to the other side, where it's relevant again.
I need to watch Kong Skull Island in preparation for the new movie. It looks great. I just haven't gotten a chance to see it. I mean, it's got everything you could want. It's got Samuel Jackson. It's got giant apes. It's got weird monsters. It's got that the robot from the Aliens movies, or from the Prometheus movies. Dead baby jokes always slap. The Kong from the new Godzilla movie is 15-ish times the size of Skull Island. Well, I guess it would have to be if it's going to fight Godzilla. Christian could see. I make memes that few people share or like. I don't just spam someone else's stuff and make original content. See, there's your problem, Christian Kudzi. You gotta steal other stuff and then spam.
Exactly.
Connery. There was a couple of times in Kong Skull Island where I was like, no way real people would actually make these choices. Well, I usually have a pretty strong suspension of disbelief, so.
You actually believe everything's real.
Yes.
That's how strong it is.
Yeah, I believe that Earth is round and flat.
You believe that movies are actually real.
Space is fake. Movies are real, but space is fake.
Yeah, it's problematic.
Mm-hmm. I mean, space is fake. It's just a fact. The satellite that takes a picture of Earth every 15 minutes and then posts it online, it's fake. It's procedurally generated.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I could have told you that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Elon Musk, fake.
Yeah, I mean, he's a robot.
Mm-hmm. We aren't even here, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm just alone in a padded cell.
Yeah. You know what? That makes a lot of sense.
I do love Space is Fake. I love Flat Earthers too. They're a lot of fun. The Flat Earth arguments.
Because it's real.
It is real, yeah. Yeah, if we had a strong enough telescope, we would be able to see, I would be able to look from my house and just see Australia, just anywhere in the world, as long as I had a strong enough telescope.
Mm-hmm. Good to know.
Mm-hmm. Aquinones. I still can't believe Tesla isn't allowed to colonize Mars anymore. Wait, how could he not be allowed? I mean, isn't Mars the final frontier? Like, who's gonna stop him if he gets to Mars?
There was some weird government stuff that was happening.
What are they gonna do though?
They weren't gonna let him launch stuff.
What?
I don't know the whole story.
That seems like craziness. I mean, I guess, is Elon Musk more powerful than the government? Because the government doesn't have a rocket ship to go get to Mars.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember the whole story, but I know that he was annoyed that there was something going on with regulations. Mm-hmm. He's not a big fan of regulations.
Would they have nuked his missile going to Mars?
No.
Yeah.
I think they wouldn't set up all the stuff so that he could leave though, or so that they could. Because I mean, I think that I don't know. I feel like because they don't own the pad in which they launch the rockets.
Does he launch from Cape Canaveral?
Yeah.
Huh, I didn't know that. I guess I assumed he had his own thing. I guess there probably should be, I guess, some regulation on where rockets shoot off from.
Yeah, I don't think he could just launch a rocket.
From his backyard. Well, you know what? I saw the movie called The Astronaut Farmer, and he launched from his backyard, so...
Brat.
Biden won't let him fire rockets, so it's all China's now. Stars are lights from the realm of the gods peeking through. There is now a such thing as a final frontier. It was the final one, and now there's nothing for it to be a frontier to. That or space treaties preventing certain aspects of what he wanted. I don't know. I feel like Mars is first come first serve.
I feel like you could probably just like, what if you bought a private island? And you built the whole thing. Yeah. Would that work?
Yeah, I wonder, because they're not gonna blow it up or something, or they're not gonna do terrorism like the government does terrorism to Elon Musk's space force.
I mean, they do like doing terrorism, but not to.
Yeah.
Probably not to Elon.
Nevada is drafting a bill to let companies create countries, so he might create his own nation soon. Yeah, it is weird. We are in a end days of capitalism, I feel like, where they just won. The small mom and pop shop became the national chain, became the world's chain, became the world. It's like, this is what has anyone ever played the browser game Cookie Clicker?
Yes.
This is what happens if you let that go for years. It just becomes this weird, awful, takes over the world.
We are Cookie Clicker.
We are Cookie Clicker. Brett S. I'm an engineer for a satellite communications company. If Elon wants to launch, he can go to French Guyana or Kazakhstan to launch. My company launches from those countries from time to time. It must be it must be $1 cheaper here.
I think it's just easier. Probably.
Kino Nez. 10 out of 10. I would declare independence if I was on Mars.
Yep. Maybe that's what they're worried about him doing. Starting his own.
That's true.
His own planet.
Be hard to get a good name going though. Elon Land, Musk Land.
I mean, yeah, Muskopolis.
Elonopia.
There you go. I mean, they'll probably just call it Mars. Brett S. It is far cheaper in those countries. So why does he? Why even dick around with the United States? I know that he moved from California to Texas to escape some of the tax stuff, and he was getting annoyed. So why not just go all the way and just move to a different place?
And it's true. I don't know. He is kind of a person still. It doesn't seem like he's a purely he's monetarily driven in terms of what he wants to accomplish.
Isn't he the richest person in the world now?
I don't think so.
Infrastructure.
Isn't the owner of Alibaba?
The infrastructure is here. Okay, we'll find this out. Who
isn't
is
the owner of
richest?
Alibaba or something the richest person in the world?
Okay. We're gonna look at Forbes. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. Ah. Although there's this article that says Elon Musk is now the richest person in the world, passing Jeff Bezos. I bet you they're really close in numbers. I bet it switches daily.
I think all billionaires should go on Joe Rogan.
And smoke weed and get in trouble.
Elon's country would be called Euro AF27 $sign hashtag 69 LOL.
I love it. Dr. Drokel. The richest person in the world is the person that surrounds themselves with friends and family and minis.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we're nowhere near close. We don't have any friends or family.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot of minis. I would live in Amazonia, to be honest. And the cool thing about Amazonia is you don't even have to like stand in line to pay for stuff. They just track you everywhere you go.
Yeah.
And if you need something, you just ask Alexa.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice and easy.
Alexa, what's my purpose in life? Your purpose is to consume products from Amazon.
Mm-hmm. Buy more stuff.
Would you like a Roku?
You can watch Amazon Prime Video on the Roku. They'll start making shows about how Amazon is the best and how just let it happen. Let them take over. People start believing it.
Mm-hmm. Serve and consume. Would you like to order more antidepressants?
Yep.
Christian Kutzi, what brush are you using, Jay? I am using a Rosemary & Co. number 2.
Thank you for bringing us out of that weird weird conversation with that.
Mm-hmm.
That was an odd one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think everybody should be able to make a rocket and send it into space whenever they want.
Yeah, why not? I mean, space is fake anyway, so
Right.
they're not going to make it very high.
We're gonna start a new channel called Eons of Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make it.
Yeah.
We're gonna take on a billionaire's dream.
Did anyone see the movie The Astronaut Farmer? It's kind of dumb. Just like a down-to-earth farmer guy builds a real rocket, and then it crashes, but he somehow survives. And so he can't make a rocket again, but his wife somehow comes up with the money, and she gives it to him in like a paper bag. I'm like, is there $1 billion in that paper bag?
Why is he trying to leave so badly? What'd she do?
It's a weird
They
movie.
just get divorced.
Maybe it makes. I haven't seen that movie since I was a kid. Maybe it makes more sense than I remember.
No, your kid brain probably processed it exactly correctly.
Mm-hmm. Just remember, like, what? How much money is in that bag?
A couple hundo.
It's like it's like if you're like the farmers all pitched in so that he can buy like a tractor. So there's like $3,000 in cash. There's a nice watch, Grandpa's pocket watch or something.
Yeah.
Like, that's the imagery I think of when I see, like, the bag of money, not, like, rocket ship money.
Yeah.
Moneteer. It's just a giant green screen up there. They're going to punch a hole straight through the space backdrop.
Maybe that's why they don't want him to go up there.
It's so hard to believe that we made it to the moon with a few sheets of metal and a calculator and a duct tape. Oh, who says we went to the moon? So in terms of conspiracy, the faking the moon landing is one of my favorites. Because there's some legitimately weird stuff about the moon landing. Dr. Jokel, wasn't The Astronaut Farmer the movie where Matt Damon grows poop potatoes on Mars? No, that was called The Martian. We all know we wanted to be part of Wayland Yutani. Yeah. But and then in the moon, for some reason, all of the original moon landing footage has been lost. They think it was taped over.
Interesting.
Like, it's legitimately gone, and no one really knows what happened to the original footage.
Has the government said that?
Yes, NASA has said that they no longer are in they no longer have the original footage.
So what? It only exists in like a VCR copy? Like,
yeah, the originals are gone. So whatever exists now is copies of copies. The original telemetry data is gone. There's at least one instance of faked moon stuff. There's one picture that was a picture that was from a training mission, like, in like just trying out the equipment on Earth, and they airbrushed the photo to be a space photo. Now that one's a little bit more understandable. It was probably someone who was just like, none of the pictures we have from the moon are good enough. Let's just fix this one real quick. But
right.
yeah, the moon mission is legitimately weird.
You heard it here, folks.
I think that we probably went. The one thing that's weird to me is I would totally 100% believe we could go to the moon, but that we just couldn't film it because cameras don't work in the radiation of space. Like, that would have been totally believable. It's almost harder to believe that we invented space travel and moon landing technology and the equipment to film it at the same time. Conrad, it's honestly plausible that tape and physical records storage was actually ridiculously expensive when you adjust for inflation. I don't believe that that's a good enough reason for the moon for it to vanish.
You would think that that's out of all of the things you would keep.
Yeah,
that might be the one that you'd probably want to keep the OG.
Also, if it's already shot, how expensive is it to keep it?
Well, I think the idea is if they do more missions, they could reuse the tapes so that it's cheaper the next time. But wouldn't you keep the first one? Like, I mean, that was quite the achievement.
I mean, I guess you don't.
Yes, I'm learning that today.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting, and some of the extra astronauts have some very interesting things to say. Their first public appearance of the astronauts from when they've been back on the moon after they got out of quarantine is very, very weird. Like, they're just behaving kind of oddly. I think we can definitely, and we've never done it again.
Maybe they're aliens.
It's totally believable that it's just a weird, completely not cost-efficient thing to do, and that's why we've never done it again, but I don't know, it could also be that we don't know how to do it.
I mean, now we're just learning
No.
about
I mean,
what you believe, what you
they-
actually believe.
they probably did not fake 14 moon missions. But I could believe they faked the footage of the first one because they didn't physically know how to do it, and they had to prove to the Ruskies that they did it.
Mm-hmm. You heard it here, folks.
Mm-hmm. Moniteur. Film had been around for like 70 years prior to the moon landing. Yeah, but like you couldn't take film on the subway cars because they would be destroyed by just whatever like radiation and stuff was part of that. I could totally believe film doesn't work in space. People in the ISS have internet and camcorders, though, so the radiation thing doesn't really add up. There's background radiation everywhere. Yes, but I don't know. There, film, like, because yeah, Wi-Fi obviously would be just fine, and digital, but film. I don't know. I guess like did they have to in the lead ups to the moon mission? Did they send cameras into space to check if cameras work in space?
I'm sure that they did.
Yeah, like that. I want to see that documentary because I'm sure while they were figuring out how to get people on the moon, there must have been a team of people being like, we need to learn how to document things in space.
Mm-hmm.
And that I want to see that documentary. That would be super cool. The real reason for the moon landing was the ICBM technology. So once you got hypersonic ICBM capabilities, who cares about using tax dollars on the moon? Yep, that's true too. TK Surgery Prince. The Russians sent up 2 rovers to the moon landing spots to double check that they had landed, as the KGB thought that the state had faked the landings. Ooh, that's fun. Did they go and check the first landing, or did they find evidence of every landing, or just the subsequent landings? I mean, I guess they must have, because it's not huge news that they couldn't find evidence of the first landings.
Yeah, I think that they found evidence.
Mm-hmm.
But it was to say that they didn't fake the evidence.
Yeah. Moniteur. In 1960, Joe Kittinger skydived from 19 miles with a camera, so they knew it worked up that far. Yeah, but the moon's farther than that.
It sounds like, I don't know. I wonder if that was just the least important thing. They were just like, yeah, it'll probably work fine. That's whatever.
Yeah, and it just works.
Mm-hmm.
Houston, fuck, the camera doesn't work up here.
Mm-hmm.
Just the tape, it's not recording, and they're like, don't worry, we already got the fake landing shot ready to go. Kubrick did it.
Yep. So, and then also like, so when they showed the footage, didn't they show it live?
God, could they have?
Yes, I think they could have.
They could have shown it live.
Didn't they show it live? Because there's all those stories of people watching it.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know how that works.
Brett S. Good night, Brett S. Think of space and how fake it is. And how big of a conspiracy nut Jay is that you're all learning right now.
Yeah. Connery. They were developing nuclear technology in the 30s. Maybe the footage was shot in digital, and they didn't want that to get out.
Ooh. Digital's always existed.
Yeah. They did. I like to think that they invented digital technology for cameras, but they were still they did the moon missions with like adding machines.
Mm-hmm. Brett asks, yes, it was live via satellite.
Huh.
Knew it. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe they're a little bit more advanced than you think that they are.
Yeah, I guess so. I like to think that because think about how horrible us filming is. Can you imagine like
Yes.
being the astronauts? Like, God, no, you gotta be. The mic's not quite. Can you please? The camera is weird. We can see a little too much of the.
I think they're a little smarter than us.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't no astronauts.
Mm-hmm.
We're just two geese squawking around.
All right. Yeah. I guess we did go to the moon.
All right, now you finally believe that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I believed it before. I just thought it was a fun conspiracy. And there is a little bit of weirdness.
That's what they all say. Yeah.
Christian Kutzi, the footage was on a slight delay because of the distance. You mean it was on a slight delay because it was faked on a soundstage by Stanley Kubrick?
There you go. And we're back.
Man, they figured out how to get a live stream running from the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, are you going to fill the line in on the base? Everyone, the line is not as big in person.
That's what they all say. It was stylistically designed to be that way.
But maybe I can diminish the effects of it.
Wow. Everybody be nice to Jay.
Using a little contrast snake bite leather.
Love a good snake bite.
Mm-hmm.
Feels good to get a little snake bite.
The snake bites, are the snake bites a thing in both Warhammer Fantasy and 40k? Because I know snake bites in 40k are like the orcs who are like savage, and they don't really have a lot of technology. I want to say there's snake bites in Age of Sigmar too.
That's pretty funny if that's that's true.
Yeah, I mean there used to be a lot of overlap between Age of Sigmar and 40k.
Well, you mean fantasy battles?
Yeah, Warhammer Fantasy Battles and Warhammer 40k.
Because they're different, completely different games.
Very different. They're emo orcs with snake bite piercings.
Huh.
Let's see, what is my smallest brush? Maybe I'll use the Army Painter Wargamer Regiment brush. Connor Reed. I wish there was a way to tie Age of Sigmar to 40k, but honestly, I have no faith in the writing staff to not ruin each universe. I don't know. I mean, I feel like the writing staff has kind of been nailing it the whole time, always. Like,
people don't like the story. There are a lot of people that don't like the story. I've heard both that the Age of Sigmar lore is the dumbest thing and horrible, and it's fun and awesome.
Yes, I have also heard both.
So I don't know. I have a feeling that's probably where I'll end up.
Christian Kudzi, I use Vallejo plastic. I'll fix the seam line, okay, guys? For serious seams like that. You guys, it's a hairline seam. Christian Kudzi, Iron Jaws are the primitive orcs, right? I know snake bites in 40k are the primitive orcs.
Well, I think Iron Claws are or Iron Jaws are fantasy.
Oh.
I think. Unless they're also both.
In the 40k book, The Infinite and the Divine, there's a great section where a Gene Stealer cult uprising happens, and the patriarch of the Gene Stealer cult uprising has 4 arms, or 3 arms instead of 4. One arm ends in a stump because that Gene Stealer was actually brought to the planet by Trazine the Infinite to play a prank on Oricon the Diviner. And Oricon the Definer fought off the Gene Stealer and removed one of its arms.
Amazing.
I'm trying to. One thing I would like to get good at is like tiny micro scratches. A lot of war painters are very, very good at those just hair thin lines that add so much character to blades or weapons or shields. Just these little micro scratches. Connor Aid. I don't know how we get a new Space Marine release every year, yet a new Black Templar upgrade hasn't come yet. I mean, it would only make like 1 billion.
Yeah.
I mean, there already is a really good. I mean, Black Templar are kind of unique, and they actually have an upgrade, like an upgrade kit set, and it's actually bigger and better than any other chapter. The only thing is it's kind of designed to kit out the classic Marines. So some things don't quite work, like the arms don't really fit on Primaris. The shoulder pads still work, the head still work, the shields still work, and the vehicle upgrades still work. But yeah, a lot of the stuff specifically for the Legacy Marines are kind of out of date. But it's still better than most chapters get. Most chapters get just one little upgrade frame. There was speculation last edition that Black Templar would get their own codex, so there's pretty much always been the rumor.
Yeah.
So I'm not getting too excited. Although I would love a Primaris versions of Chaplain Grimaldus and Helbrecht. And they were actually, well, I don't think Helbrecht and Grimaldus were featured, but the Black Templar were featured in the Gathering Storm books that transitioned from the old universe into the new Primaris kind of world.
Mm.
Connor, even on the classic Marines, though, it's a generation behind from the 2013 redo. The chests don't fit on the Squatty Marines without conversion. That is true. Yeah, it's a little old, a little antique.
It's gonna be an Antiques Roadshow. It doesn't exist anymore.
Ah, the Black Templar. The finest Space Marines around. I want to do a lore video, or kind of a little bit of a lore video. A little bit of a thought piece on female Space Marines. Because I actually think Black Templar are kind of uniquely positioned to be able to have a female Space Marine, because they actually adopt recruits from random worlds they visit. They don't actually have a chapter keep, because they're a fleet-based chapter. And so they could just find someone and be like, hey, you're just completely bloodthirsty and combat prone, and you would make a great Black Templar. Because what makes a great leader or a great general or a great soldier is not what makes a great Space Marine. Space Marines are barely human beings. Dr. Jokel. Hey Jay, Hasbro announced Lucasfilm 50th anniversary Star Wars figs, and there is no sequel characters, but there is Jar Jar. That means Jar Jar historically has sold better than the sequel characters. Oof. Yep.
Everyone loves a good Jar Jar. Interesting.
I don't know. Everyone hates the new Star Wars movies. I get it, but they're fine. They really are. The only Star Wars movie that's really a masterpiece is Empire Strikes Back, and even that is only a masterpiece to people who think it is. Like, I don't know. It's fine. Everything's fine. To be fair, Jar Jar is a better villain than Kylo. The new movies are currently the Star Wars punching bags. They're going to make more movies, and those will become the punching bags. And Star Wars fans will hate every Star Wars thing for the rest of time. As has been prophesized.
It's just so fun to hate, though. Have you ever just really hated stuff before? It's very fun.
Conrad. I'm not too sharp on why there aren't female Space Marines. I think the basic explanation is that male genes to male genes barely works to make Space Marines. I I think it was some sort of like I mean, back in the Dizay, 40k was for boys, because girls weren't gonna buy it. In Rogue Trader there were female Space Marines, because in Rogue Trader Space Marines were actually like convicts who were press ganged into serving in the military, and they were given power armor. It was a little bit of a ripoff of like Old Man's War or the original Starship Troopers novels. And then when the whole story came of the Primarchs and the Emperor of Mankind, he created 12 Sons. And so the 12 Sons gene seed was used to make more like a band of brothers. And so it was just a thing that females weren't made into Space Marines. But it could change now, because people are a little bit more inclusive. It just changed over time. What is neat. I don't know. Like I think people really get a kick out of like their guard armies and their Tau armies, because Tau and guard are supposed to be, or not supposed to be, but they're pretty split with men and women in the ranks, even though there's only one Imperial Guard female Imperial Guard model. But there's not a great arguments for why there isn't or can't be female Space Marines. Some people say, well, you can't take male genes and use them to create the gene seed for females. I mean, gene seed's fictional. Mm-hmm. If you say it works, it works. And there's been regular human beings who have been made into Space Marines before. Even in the Horus Heresy, there's one of the adopted fathers of the Primarchs becomes a Space Marine, essentially by them just building him a special suit of power armor that puts him on the level of a Space Marine. Akino Kinona. Star Wars still makes movies? Mm-hmm. I know, they're gonna stop it because they did such a bad job. I think that they should just say, you know what, everyone? You were right. No more Star Wars movies, and then the world will rejoice. But really, they're gonna like, okay, the real Star Wars fans, we're gonna keep making movies. You guys are the only ones who get to see it. Mm-hmm. Connery. The Sisters of Battle are honestly way better sculpts than female Space Marines would ever get. Well, yeah, the Sisters of Battle are definitely unique in that they're like space nuns, because a female Space Marine would just be like a haggard, kind of bloated from muscle and armor, and I mean, there's a lot of different interpretations of Space Marines in the lore of Space Marines. Sometimes they're shown as kind of noble and regal, and sometimes they're shown as like kind of gross and deformed because of the transference into Space Marines. So it really all depends on the artist and the author, how it works. But, I mean, the best thing about Sisters of Battle is the mech suits.
They got legs.
Legs for days. Yeah, I think in my female Space Marine video, I'm gonna convert and build a female Space Marine Black Templar captain. Come up with the lore for it. And I'm going to talk about some of the ways that a female Space Marine could exist, and kind of shoot down some of the arguments against female Space Marines. Connery, you start pumping space steroids into humans, and they'll stop looking like a man or a woman. Yeah, and that's the lore of the Space Marines that I actually find really interesting. You can see it in some of the art for Space Hulk, where they actually have pictures of the Terminators of the Blood Angels First Company, and they just look horrible. They look monstrous. And I think that's neat, because really, Space Marines are kind of a creepy thing. Like, the horrors and the problems of the galaxy are so great that we need to bioengineer super soldiers that have almost no humanity. They have no ability to feel fear. If you just make Space Marines with long hair, isn't that just normal Space Wolves? A little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit of a tricky thing, because it's kind of one of those things where there's not a great reason for it not to exist, and there's not a great reason for it to exist.
And like all great things in life, it depends.
It's like how in Star Wars, the first trilogy had one girl in it, and then the second trilogy had one girl in it, and then when Disney came around, they're like, "Boy, we should probably put some more women in these movies, right?" And then they do, and everyone's like, oh my god, gender politics, SJW. Because that's what happens when you change anything. Well, if you ever change anything, people notice.
Mm-hmm. Never change.
Never ever change anything ever. There was I should look it up. There was a great, I don't know if it was on Reddit or something, but there was someone talking about how 40k is changing, and they were like, and it's really sad how things are changing for 40k. I'd much rather things stay the same and 40k dies out than see it be ruined.
Mm-hmm.
Counter-raid. I like the way they looked in the Ultramarine movie. Old as shit and bloated. A century-old killing machine. The Ultramarine movie? Like the one from the Bionicle guys? I don't know. I only watched like the first 5 minutes of it, and then we turned it off. Because it looked really bad. Dr. Droko, you should totally make a video on how women aren't allowed in 40k. I'm sure it would be the most interesting comment section ever. Ooh, that is an amazing title. Mm-hmm. Why women aren't allowed in 40k.
Mm-hmm. Gatekeepers never stop gatekeeping.
Joy Flare, it's funny you talk about female Space Marines. I have something similar planned for June. Aquino Quinones. Laura Dern is great, but her yelling at Oscar Isaac just felt like someone hit on Kathleen Kennedy at a bar and she wanted to vent about it. I don't think so. I don't think. No, Kathleen Kennedy is brilliant. It doesn't mean the movie's brilliant or that Laura Dern's character is awesome in the movie. But I think that is speculation and hearsay.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Christian Kutzi. Yeah, Jay, you kind of need bioengineering when you realize that the thing you're painting is over 10 feet tall and can cut through solid steel. Ooh, Conrad. It was a horrible movie, but I'm a 40k apologist, so I own the collector's tin and comic.
Oh my god.
I think it's on YouTube, so maybe I will have to give it a watch.
That sounds like some prime Patreon content.
Ooh.
We react in real time.
14 Ultramarines do what a company of Sieg Master Imperial Fists couldn't do. Sounds about right. The Ultramarines get it done, and they get it done by the book. Following the Codex Astartes.
It sounds like an expensive book. Do they have to keep buying their codexes?
No, but it's actually the way the Codex Astartes works is actually kind of interesting. It's actually programmed into the Space Marines through the indoctrination policies of the Space Marines. So the way it works is like literally the Codex Astartes basically has every possible like combat scenario. And as the Space Marines are in combat, you know, something will happen and it'll just in their memory they'll go to like, you know, page 12,416, you know, Tyranid Ormagants, you know, flanking us from the rear, and they'll, you know, without thinking, they'll just go into the appropriate defensive maneuver. Aquino Quinones. Wasn't Kathleen Kennedy also one of the dancers in Temple of Doom? I have no idea. She was probably a producer on the movie. I know she was a producer for the first Indiana Jones. I like Space Marines. They're neat.
I
think they should go.
They don't jam my jams as hard.
I think they should go with the kind of speculative biology things that with the Conrad Kurz and the Night Haunts or the Salamanders. I think they should push it even farther. Like have even weirder like changes to their biology and their human structure. The Tau have it a little bit. They're aircast. They live primarily in space, and so they don't have
wieners.
Their skeletons are a little bit lighter and thinner.
That's what I said.
Aquino Quinones. We need a 40k relaunch like Age of Sigmar had to get female Space Marines, thick Tau commanders, and the Nundum, and Nundums aren't enough. Well, I don't think that's the reason that 40k needs a restart. I think something just to make it a little easier to get into, streamline army building so people actually know, kind of have like a better idea of what to collect and how to collect it.
I wonder, do you think, this is a super conspiracy, do you think they make it hard on purpose so people have to buy a bunch of crap?
I think it's a happy accident. I think it's an accident and they don't fix it because in the short term, I think it's making them a lot of money. Where people buy something and then they don't like how it performs or how it is, so then they'll get something else. I think there's a lot of things like that in 40k. And it seems like 40k is just kind of popular, kind of regardless of what is happening with the rules or lore or anything.
Yeah, it does seem that way. It just is popular.
40k would benefit from either a new race coming into the fold or some new lore on something big like the Primarchs or Tyranids.
I don't know. That new race argument.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't they work on what they have? Because they're barely doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Eldar.
Mm-hmm. I think maybe they could maybe they could open it up to something like now that there's the Great Rift. The Great Rift has kind of split the galaxy in half, and we don't necessarily know what's going on in the bad half. Maybe you could do something like races could band together and ally. So maybe you could have like a super weird race of Tau plus Eldar, or orcs and demons.
Because I guess it depends on what you want it to be. If you want it to be competitive and make sense, less is more.
Yeah.
But if you just want it to be super fun and silly, add as many as you want.
Mm-hmm. You know, like there's things like the Zotes, which are, I mean, pretty silly looking, but people love them.
No, they're very serious looking. Because Warhammer's serious.
Mm-hmm. It is serious business. Reintroduce the Eldar Exodites, maybe a new guard sprue or two for new cool planets, new NIDs that ate all the new models.
I mean, it feels like there's like 3 people sculpting stuff there. Like it's just so slow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's the fastest part. It's the everything else. It's the production that takes forever.
Yeah. Getting the dyes manufactured and up and running.
And I'm sure what?
Balancing their time balancing between Age of Sigmar, all the other specialist games, and 40k.
And I'm sure that they're taking their time that because they basically get to now.
Mm-hmm. Games Workshop is definitely sitting on a few hundred dozen unproduced sculpts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and they do come out with stuff constantly. Mm-hmm. It's just the problem is that there's, 20-some factions.
Yeah.
Some stuff feels a little obvious, like the stuff that's, over a decade old. But it's a little bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy, like, oh, that kit is so old, no one buys it. So why would we invest the money? But does no one buy it because it sees no love and it doesn't have a cool new sculpt? I would love to see. I wonder if things like that when they updated Jane Czar and the Banshees. I wonder, did they see a huge uptick in Banshee sales?
What we need to do?
Do people care?
We need to go work for Games Workshop.
Yeah.
And we'll all let you know how corrupt they are.
We will report back.
That's apparently what happens. We've gotten comments where people are like, I've actually worked at Games Workshop, or I've worked at a Games Workshop store, and actually they're a really corrupt place. And all they want is your money, which probably part of it.
Connor Reed, I'm really fascinated by the pre-Imperium humans, like the society that incorporated aliens and has lasers and crystal armor. Aquino Quinones. Maybe if they sold Banshees by themselves and it didn't force them in a box for a year, they might have decent sales. I don't know if it was a year. I think it was 6 months. And a lot of people bought that box. And also they sell them separately now. Like, it's hard to believe that the people not being able to buy them separate initially would just kill the sales for that product forever. I don't know. The boxes kind of suck unless you want them.
Yep.
If you want them, they're magical. Cause like, I get all the things and the things.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't really care, then it's just like, oh, this sucks. This shouldn't be how it is. Why would you do this, Games Workshop?
Games Workshop is systematically pushing me out of the hobby.
Mm-hmm. Aspect Warriors need new sculpts. They do. The Striking Scorpions. There's I forget who out there. It might have been War Games exclusive. Just literally made Striking Scorpion models, and they look amazing. Games Workshop desperately needs to redo the Aspect Warriors. Desperately. Aquino Quinones. Personally, I like the boxes. They lead to cheap sales of the unpopular half. I almost started a Space Wolves army when they released Gazgul. Old Gazzy. Old Gassy Gazzy.
Mm-hmm. Love a good Gaz.
Mm-hmm.
Love a good Ghoul.
Christian Kidsey. I did start a Blood Angels army when I bought a box set for my Tyranid army. Was that Shields of Bale? The one that this guy came in? I think it was Blood Angels Terminators, and then a squad of Gene Stealers and this guy. And the new Blood Angels Space Marine Captain and Terminator armor. Connor Reed. I think the secondhand I think box sets keep the secondhand market competitive. They sure do to some extent. I know. I mean, Indominus has been wonderful if you're a Necron player. Holy moly! Every Marine player in the world has been buying those up and then selling off the Necron half for dirt cheap. Even the Space Marine half parts were going for like, 25-30% off.
Mm-hmm.
The Necron stuff was going for really. I mean, it's still going for really cheap. You can get the characters for like less than $10.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Christian Kidsey. I picked up Blade Guard Veterans for $38 on eBay, which is $12 cheaper than the new box. Granted, monopose, but I can deal with it. Yeah, and that's one of the more in-demand models. If you wanted the Blade Guard Ancient with banner, you can get them for like $11. A great way to land a box set is to submit an offer price of $69. They'll accept your offer just for the meme value.
Mm-hmm. I always submit $69.69.
Mm-hmm. $69.69. 60% of the time, it works every time.
Mm-hmm. 69% of the time.
I know, but that's not the quote from Anchorman. Your favorite movie.
Yes, but I mean, I think it's funnier.
Mm. Let's see, do I put a whole bunch of pigments on the base? I think I do.
Mm.
Christian could see. Shields of Baal Leviathan. Yeah. I mean, I think this is probably the best painted Tyranid Patriarch, or no, Tyranid, was I right? Tyranid Broodlord painted in Space Hulk colors.
In the history of the world?
In the history of the Google searches I've done.
Mm.
I added a little bit of brown and pink into the carapace to kind of bring it in line with the body of the Tyranid.
Mm-hmm.
Christian could see. I still haven't built the Carnifex from the Shields of Baal box. Ooh, I love me a Carnifex. They are a fun little model. They're a little deadly bowling ball.
Little deadly bowling ball.
Do I have his military green in front of me? I think I could maybe see a Tyranid army. Well, I could definitely see a Tyranid kill team. And there's actually a video coming up one of these days all about that. But I could definitely see a Tyranid kill team with a bunch of big monsters in it. Or a Tyranid army with a bunch of big monsters. Like if I could run only big stuff. I guess if Tyranid warriors are troops, there's probably a way to do it so that you don't run any Gaunts or any Gene Stealers. Only, 40 millimeter base. I want 40 millimeter base to be the smallest base.
Mm.
Is there such thing as a low model count Tyranid army? Zumekito! Oh, I'm so glad you're tuning in. It's just about done. You want to roast me?
Mm.
I'm pretty satisfied with this guy. I think the claws, if there's anything that's not 100%, is maybe the claws. The base is probably going to get a lot of work, a lot of pigments. Kinona is the ugly Hierophant times 3. I like the Hierophant. It is ugly, though. Holy moly. Let's see, I need like a fleshy pink for the tongue. Zumekito, why the hell would I roast you? Also, the face has so many hues. Oh yeah, I threw basically every wash I had into the face to try to make it the flesh look kind of mottled and ugly like the reference picture I have. which I looked up the reference picture literally on stream as I began painting this guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Christian Kudzi, I do have 3 Carnifexes already, plus old One Eye to be fair. So you're a little Carnifexed out?
Sounds like it.
Oop, that's a little... I can fix it. Maybe I don't have to fix it. Maybe that looks all right.
I really want to paint up my Killicans.
Mm.
It's really what I want. I don't know though. I'm not. I don't feel like I've been a good enough boy to do that yet.
You haven't finished all your Gretchen?
No. But I feel like what I should do is I should get some of the pirate boys painted first.
Ah.
Get those all. Maybe not all of them. Maybe I treat myself.
Yeah. Maybe what you should do is you should write yourself like a 500-point list. And paint that 500-point list.
You are exactly thinking on my wavelength. I think what I'm going to start with is a kill team.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
Expand it into a 500-point list.
Mm-hmm. Zumikito, if you're still around, do you play any of the games? Any of the Games Workshop games or anything else? Christian Kutsi. Yes, Jay, there are Nidzilla armies. Used to be a big thing in 7th edition. Or back several editions ago. Probably 7th, because that's when the... all of the... What were they called? The formations were really big.
And that's when the game was good.
Or bad, depending on who you talk to. Connery. My buddy did some nids in behemoth. Oh, I love the behemoth colors with
Behemoth
the black,
is pretty good.
with the black and teal bug looking carapaces. I wish he'd do more. Zumikito. Not now. Everything is closed in my country. Otherwise, Warhammer 40k and building an Age of Sigmar army plus Warcry. Ooh.
Nice.
Me and Nick are tentatively starting Age of Sigmar armies.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I have my heart set on Seraphon, although I haven't bought anything yet.
And I got some Gloomspite Gits all ready to go. Well, when I get to them. Probably should do some more 40k stuff first. And they're just sitting in that box teasing me every day.
What can I do to this hatch? Or do I leave it as... Maybe, you know what? I'm going to paint the rim of the base black. That's what I'm going to do.
Like a true winner.
Zumikito. Ooh, yeah. Do you play Grots or Squigs or Trolls?
It's a great question. The set that I bought has the Squig Hoppers and the Trolls. So I bought the Battle Force. So I'm going to start with that, and then I think I'm going to expand from there. I think it's the Squig Hoppers, the Loon Boss,
Troggoths,
and the Troggoths. Yeah.
Victor Hugo Bittencourt Silva. Seraphon
Nice.
can look amazing, and Vince Venturella's scheme is great. Ooh, I'll have to check it out. Black, orange, and teal. Thank you, Victor Hugo Bittencourt Silva. Christian Kutzi. No, Nidzilla was in 5th edition. Holy cow.
Oh my goodness.
What, are you a million years old? 5th edition.
Daniel Trainer. Zumakito has good hair. That is true.
And a glorious beard.
Glorious beard.
This is about how long I can let mine get before it takes a bad turn. Victor Hugo Bittencourt Sylvia nailed it. JK. Uh-oh.
And that better be a God-given name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always assume that these are people's legal names.
Ah, yes.
You know, Kilgore Void, ZNewBQ.
Exactly.
Doom.
Doom. I feel like we haven't seen Doom in a while.
Yeah. Well, around Christmas time, I was looking for an excuse to buy those orc models from, what was the name of that miniature company? But they also had a Doom guy and a Doom Slayer.
Oh yeah.
And I think once I order, which I will, I'm sure I will one day. Once I order those models, I'll definitely get the Doom guy and the Doom Slayer. Except now it won't be original if I use it for video content, because Miniac showed off that he actually has the Doom Slayer figure that he incorrectly called a Doom guy.
How rude of him.
Mm-hmm. Connor Reed. XAE12, best legal name.
That's Elon Musk's kid's name.
It's like that Seinfeld episode where George pitches the name Seven for a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Traynor. I saw in one of your videos that you went to college in Milwaukee. I'm in southeastern Wisconsin, north of Milwaukee. Did you stay in the area after school? No, we retreated back to Illinois.
Yes. It was fun living there.
It was. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed living there.
Milwaukee is a fun place.
Mm-hmm.
I was just about to say, like, what video did we say that in? Probably the We're Back, or what was the name of the video?
You have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't stop believing.
I know. I used to have our homepage in my Google Hotbar, and so every morning I would click on it and I would hear, "Hey guys, Nick here," or like Jay here and Nick, and
Yep.
and then I would mute my computer because it was just too loud.
Then you threw your computer down the stairs. I switched it. I think yesterday, and I switched it to the our painting video.
Ah. Wait, which
I feel
one?
like that. The one that we just did.
Oh,
one
yeah,
week of
yeah,
painting.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a great one. That's a great one that could use some more views.
Yeah. So I put it there.
I love that video.
I feel like that. It's a little bit more dynamic.
It is, yeah. It wasn't our fourth video back.
Yeah.
Dr. Drokel. Well, Doom Guy and Doom Slayer are the same person, just with different amounts of armor. That is true. That is true. So maybe I'll let it slide this once.
That Mr. Drokel.
Let's see. This base is kind of a hybrid between what I've been doing for my Gene Stealer cult and what I would like to be doing with my Gene Stealer cult bases. Maybe I'll have to try some more things once I get some varnish on there. Daniel Traynor. Zubikito Miniatures, I love your videos, but I can paint. I can't grow hair. I'm jealous of the hair.
Ah, perfect.
Boy, I think this guy is just about done. I got to get some varnish on it before I ruin it. See, is there anything else? I mean, if I really look at it, I see a million little errors. But are any of them worth going back and fixing?
And you can never fix it ever again.
That is true. You know what? His right eye is looking a little wrong. So I think that might be how we wrap up this stream.
And if you want to vote for the next model, it's on the Patreon.
You know what? I'll just redo both eyes while I'm here.
Kind of read. I really like the marble basing vid. One of these days, I'll decide how to base. One of these days, I'll decide how to base my armies.
Yeah, a lot of people really reacted to the marble
yeah.
base.
That was
it's
one,
a good one.
That was one that I think people suggested for years.
Yes, that is very true. I like the old one we did out of Sculpey. That was pretty good. But yeah, and then it was easy. It's pretty easy to do. You don't need an airbrush, which is like the hot thing right now for marble is the used dryer sheet with the airbrush, because it gives you almost perfect looking marble. But sometimes if your base is almost picture perfect, but then the model is whatever, it can look a little awkward. You almost need the base and the model to match in quality. Even if that means one of them has to come down a little.
That is very true. There's I mean, we've seen the and maybe it's a little different. We've seen like the very nice like cartoony models that are awesome, and then they put it on essentially a model railroad base.
Yeah,
where
photorealistic.
The shrubs, photorealistic, perfect, and that just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you got edge highlighting on a model, but then the base is like beautiful, dusty.
Yeah,
perfectly sculpted waves, and and sea foam being pushed up by the tides.
Yeah, it's a little interesting. TK Studio Prints, right, everyone? It's nearly 6 a.m. for me. It's time to go get some shut eye.
Holy moly, TK! Go to bed. Have a good night.
Morning.
Have a good day. TK Studio Prints. Remember, folks, hit your show your support and hit the thumbs up or down. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe for all the latest videos. Interested in joining the Patreon? Info is in the stream description.
And you can join the Discord.
Connery.
A lot of fun stuff in the Discord.
Yeah, oh yeah, Discord is. I mean, you'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. All right, did I make the eye worse, or did I make it different?
We only need one more member to have it be 100 members.
Yeah. All right, worse, but I can fix it.
I know, maybe tomorrow or probably Monday. I'm gonna have to start figuring out the EOB complete for this week.
Yes, is Luke. Yo, what? I was looking around the Warhammer 40k tags on YouTube and found y'all streaming. Heck yeah. Wow, well, we're glad you found us. Gonna be wrapping up in the next 5 minutes. But you came in on a good night. I have just finished up painting this Gene Stealer Patriarch model. Connor Reed. Edge highlighted models on top of photoreal East Germany 1913. No one is going to notice the eyes with the huge seam gap anyway. Oh, you guys are brutal.
You're gonna make us never stream ever again.
Never. All right, where's my orange?
And Dr. Droko, you're gonna be at fault for all this.
Maybe I can get a little glow on the eyes. I saw this today on Facebook, I think. I saw the most beautiful, it was a Space Marine captain who had, or no, it was, I think, a Judicar who had just sliced through this model, but it was sliced completely in half, and it was beautifully painted, but it still had glowing eyes. And I thought that wasn't quite the look, because it was cut in half and should be, like, dead or dying. So I think if they painted dead eyes, it would have been a little... I mean, it was perfect. It was perfect in every way. But if I could... if I could yes, actually, for a second, I would say some dead eyes would have been a better look.
Maybe it was just dying.
Yeah, if we were seeing another 5 seconds of the interaction, the lights would have faded. It's hard. He's got beady little eyes.
You know what else has beady little eyes?
What?
Gretchen.
Yeah. Gretchen have big bug eyes compared to this guy.
Not all of them. Some of them are squinty.
That's true.
They got a little sun in their eye.
Conrad, I love painting a blacked out, cracked lens with a giant scratch on Space Marine helmets. Ooh, yeah. Classic. Little battle damage. Alright. Come on now.
Okay there, guy.
Kinda. So it's tricky. I'm highlighting the crease where an eye is. I'm using my Army Painter Insane Detail, which is a tricky brush because I find that the paint tends to build up. It's a very short brush, but it actually has a lot of bristles. So the paint doesn't build up on the tippity tip. It actually kind of builds up a little bit behind.
And the tippity tip is the correct terminology, right?
Tippity tip is the correct terminology for the very fine points of a paintbrush. Is the tippity tip.
And we're gonna be making a video about that.
Yeah, the handle, sometimes known as the chonker, is where your hand rests while operating the instrument.
Please keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. Makes it a lot safer.
Yes, it's Luke. I really hope you guys team up with Brent from Goobertown Hobbies. You guys would be the dynamic trio. We would be the Three Musketeers. I love Brent. He is fun.
He is fun.
I think I watch pretty much everything Gooberton puts out. My blue wash. Christian Kudzi. You called it a patriarch, and that is a broodlord. Patriarchs are much bigger and more big-brained look than the broodlord. They're the same thing. It's a big gene stealer. The thing that keeps confusing me is this is the Tyranid. This is the Tyranid broodlord, but I own it and I'm running it as a patriarch. For my gene stealer cult. So, and I could believe this thing could cast a psychic spell. He's still got a big brain.
Zumakito Miniatures. For a while, I thought you were not trolling with the terminology.
Yeah. Well, no, I just misspeak and say the wrong thing constantly. But I'm pretty sure tippity tip.
Yeah, and then I yes-anded all the way to hell.
Yeah, that's what I learned in art school, was tippity tip.
Tippity tip of the tippity top. Oops, I hobbied again.
Oops, I hobbied again. I made some mistakes. I messed up the eyes.
I mean, really, if we could go back in time, that would be the channel name.
It would be. Oops, I hobbied again.
Oops, I hobbied again.
Every video will get content claimed with Britney Spears.
Perfect.
Boy,
and we would dress up as Britney Spears to do the videos. That'd be the gimmick.
I gotta get these eyes right before we finish. If I could go back in time, I might have tried to make a modeling decision. Like glued on some micro beads to make the eyes.
Googly eyes? Maybe?
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Googly eyes.
Some nice googly eyes would kind of fit.
Is that... I mean, there is yellow now, where the eyes should be.
Mm-hmm.
The really very, very good miniature painters, they're able to find so much more room to put paint. That's one thing I struggle with. And I'm planning actually on a painting project next week for me is going to be painting a very, very small model with the magnifiers on to try to find a little bit more surface area. This side looks so good, and this side could use a little more. A little more.
No more yeller.
Christian Kudzi, I get it, but you could only run one Patriarch in a Gene Stealer cult, and Broodlord can cast psychic powers. Patriarchs just cast more. I mean, I would be proxying one as the other. I mean, I can go get the other one. They're almost identical. They're both big Gene Stealers. You can only run one at a time, though, for sure. So I'd probably just alternate. Or run this one because it's better. Also, sometimes you just paint to paint.
That is true. Well, painting's not supposed to be fun and enjoyable.
No.
It's supposed to be stressful and horrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you got time to enjoy yourself, you're not working hard enough.
Exactly.
All right, I can live with that eye.
Yeah.
Does the other one also have a huge seam? Oh, it's the Grand Canyon running right up the middle of this model.
Mm-hmm. You're lucky that TK's 3D Prince isn't here to ban you. Although he'd have to ban himself because he was also saying that.
Yep. It's one big peanut gallery.
I mean that is the point.
Yep, that is true. That is why we do this.
Mm-hmm. That is the most fun.
Mm-hmm. Boy, this model. When I kind of want to rewatch the first episode of this when I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
This will be fine maybe one day. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Turns out if you just keep on putting paint on, eventually you might get somewhere. And
already pretty good at painting.
Yeah.
And already have a bunch of hours under your belt.
Yeah. Have some 700 models painted.
Mm-hmm.
You should paint arrows pointing at the seam. Connor Reed. I just put some plastic glue over the seam and then paint over it some more. I will be fixing the seam. When you see this model on Instagram, you will not see the seam. You know what? Just for you guys, I'm going to make the seam way worse.
Well, the problem is I'm actually going to Photoshop the seam back in. Even if you fix it. And when you see it on Instagram, please post why, no matter what.
Yeah.
Why is the seam so big?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, did you not notice the giant seam?
That's so funny.
Mm-hmm. I mean, on your monitors, you guys are probably seeing this model bigger than it is.
It's true. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see the seam.
It's only when it catches the light.
But maybe my quality is really low on my video.
Mm-hmm.
I see it now.
Connor Reed. I'd love to see everyone else's perfectly seam-free models. Aquino Quinones, still alive? You're workaholics. Just wanted to get it done. But yeah. Here, let me go. We'll be done now, but let me go grab the other model and we'll compare.
Yeah. Compare and contrast. That was just for you guys.
All right, and I just noticed that I actually do beastly brown base rims for my Gene Stealer cult. So,
well.
So here is the one I painted probably 3 or 4 years ago. It's done in a very much Games Workshop style. Very, very clean. Lots of edge highlighting. Followed the box art to a T. And then the new one.
Yep. Yeah, so you've gotten a lot worse at painting over the years.
Yeah.
Dr. Drokel, now make them kiss.
Oh, they're so spiky. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. There we go.
Ooh.
Boom.
Spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope people are tuning in just for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these guys are fun.
Nice clippable moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am pretty darn satisfied. Arnold de Gans, good morning from the freezing of Netherlands. Conrad, now Keith. Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah. All right, everyone. We're tired.
All right. Yep. I want to go to bed.
Yeah.
But we'll be back on Monday with a new model.
Yeah.
And if you want to vote on the models.
So a new model selected by our patrons.
Yep. So if you want to select the new model for next week, you gotta be on the old Patreon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this model will be coming to an Instagram near you soon.
Yes.
All right, everyone. Good night.
Good night, guys.
And end.